Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another session of Blended Stories, which is our monthly Inmissio event. And today we're going to talk about winning awards. And why is it important? What does it take to win awards? What are benefits? Are there alternatives maybe to winning awards? Because there might be some broader look at that. And we do that to get with our guest, Karen Harvey. Karen is from the Chemical Business Association, and we'll talk about that and that introduction a little bit later. First, we are going to do a very quick introduction of what Inmissio actually is, and then we get onto the order of things. For that, I need to share my screen. And you should be able to see now that we make more training impact, or we at least help you with that. And what that means, helping more training impact, is what we're going to talk about. We look at quality and quantity. Quality means that we help training providers specifically, that's our audience, to design blended and online learning, create that for them, or help them create that, deliver it, and that's done not classroom, but that is the online part or the blended part. We also do impact measurement and content strategy. And on the quantity side, we help training companies to scale training business. So that might be through workshops, consultancy of business modeling, launching new products, pricing strategy. That seems to be our most popular workshop, actually, or entering new markets. So different types of strategic help that we provide there. How do we do that? We work with, we deliver learning platforms such as a New Spring, which is a blended learning platform specifically for training providers. We do content, bespoke content or content libraries that we have. We have about 4,000 courses that can assist in the delivery of your training or expand the portfolio that you might have. We also do a number of services to implement that, consultancy I mentioned earlier, and services to launch and scale, and a number of tools that come with it. Now, on the left-hand side, you see the word research, because we believe very much in an evidence-based approach. And what that means is that we do that through, sorry, I need to say this, through research that we do, for example, with the University of Oxford in cooperation, or case studies that we collect from our customers or other training providers in the market. And what we then do is we share that. We share that back to the training provider community, and that is you. So Blended Stories is the way we do that. And we do that through a conference, the Business of Training Conference, which is this year on the 17th of October in London. It will be in the Royal Horse Guards Hotel, which is a very nice building, I can tell you. Beautiful views over the Thames, and very much historic building. If you want to know a little bit more, there is a QR code there, sorry, that will give you a bit more information about that. So that's what we do as Inmissio. Now back to the order of things. I'd like to introduce again Karen. Karen, can you tell a little bit about yourself and how do you relate to winning awards?
Yeah, I'm the membership manager of a trade association called the Chemical Business Association. We've been going for 100 years, and we've been a long-standing association which helps the chemical industry. Obviously, it's a widely regulated industry, so we provide a lot of training for our members. We provide a lot of support for our members, but we also try to make sure that help promote the chemical industry to a wider audience. So that's basically who we are. I've always been in the chemical industry, so now looking after interests of members. And I think one of the reasons that we've been asked onto this is that as an association, we've recently won quite a number of awards with with TAF, a number of TAF awards. Up until probably 3 years ago, we definitely thought the view was that entering awards wasn't necessary. It was a chore. It was a bind that we wouldn't really find any use out of it. But we changed that opinion a couple of years ago and have gone wholeheartedly into the entering for awards. And we've got that for a number of reasons. We see it as helping our social media presence, but also just helping the chemical industry as well. So it helps our members and it helps us.
Okay.
Quick snapshot of why we like entering awards, because we like to win them.
And that's we all like to win something, yeah. That's whether,
yeah.
But some people go to the lottery, and some people make an effort in applying for an award. Is the number of awards, and you mentioned TAF, by the way, and for the audience in this room, maybe can you explain a little bit about what TAF then is?
Yep, TAF's they were a trade association, and TAF is the trade association for trade associations. So they represent a number of different trade associations. So trade associations are all part of that. So to win their awards, it's a prestigious awards to win.
And I can affirm that and confirm, because I was actually the one that handed out the award on stage at Trade Association Forum. We, for the audience here, we have another sister company that is called Associated Learning, and I also happen to be the CEO of that. And because of that, Associated Learning sponsors the Skills Development Award from TAF. Now, Skills Development Award, that's a very specific one, Karen. What was the case that you made there?
Yeah, I think we, just over 12 months ago, this felt that people are basically the main resource of an industry, and they're the main competence of an industry. And to make sure you've got good people is an important part of any industry, and the chemical industry is no different. We also see that there's a time where labour shortage, getting people into work, getting people into the industry can be a challenge. So we wanted to promote that. We've done it a number of ways. We've actually been a partner with another trade associations on something called Generation Logistics, which is looking at the skills for logistics. And we've now taken that a step further, that we've actually developed the resources for the industry to be able to use, so that people can see the skills needed for the chemical industry. So we've got somebody who knows about things like apprenticeships, people who understand different things, different ways that you can get into people. We've also focused very much on young people within the industry. So we have a people and skills hub, and that's very much doing two things. It teaches them about things that they need, but it's also a good network that they can network together and be a support within the whole industry, because they don't always have that much support in their particular company, so they can have it just for that industry. And then we also look, so they're the main reasons that we've developed our own hub for the industry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now to the topic of winning awards and what it takes and how it works. Just a quick question, by the way, to the audience. Are there any people or any companies represented today that already have won awards? Please put it in the chat and maybe say what award you won. And while that is happening, Karen, can you tell me a little bit about what motivated the winning of the going for particular awards, and is there a motivation for different awards maybe?
I think the very first part was, it was seen as a good social media. It was good, it was something you could be positive about if you won, being able to say we're winners of these awards or this award. So that was an obvious benefit very quickly, that it's something you can promote on social media, you're promoting your literature and all that type of thing, gives you traction and gives you something to be a sort of kudos.
Mm-hmm.
I think very quickly, on that, we realized that it actually brought the group together as an organization. We're not a particularly large company. We only employ at the moment about 12 people. And it was a good way of getting everybody involved. Everybody got behind the process and it brought people together. So it was also a team building exercise itself. They're the main ones.
I like that part of how it brought a team together.
Yeah.
That's quite. I thought of lots of benefits, but that one in the application process, I didn't really see. I've seen it happen when you win the award, and then it's pride for everybody. But that's actually a nice side effect, if I can call it that.
Yeah. We definitely, once we decided we were going to enter for awards, we sort of got behind it, and everybody was helping put the awards together, getting information for the awards.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely a joint effort. It wasn't just we had a main team who wrote them, but everybody was behind it, trying to make sure we had all the information we needed. So definitely a team building joint effort.
Excellent. Now, another question, because awards are not for free. Sometimes the putting forward for an award might be free, but there is a lot of time and effort involved. And have you looked at the cost of awards putting forward?
Yes, it was something, and as I say, probably a few years ago, that was the thing that put us off. It was that feeling that, well, they cost the amount of money. It's just an amount of time. It's not worth not worth it. And then we had a change of CEO, and it was, well, you can offset that about how much free marketing you can get out of being first shortlisted and being then a winner. So we very much understood the fact that, yes, an award has a certain cost and it has a certain time, but the value of that can be offset against, say, some of the marketing. How much would you pay to get that amount of free marketing on yours and people liking you on this social media?
Mm-hmm.
And very much so it was seen as yes, there's costs, but there's benefits. It's a bit like anything. You're paying into getting something out.
Fair enough. And have you quantified it at all, or is that not something you've done?
We haven't got actual figures, but I think we've definitely, roughly found that we were at least breaking even, if not actually slightly better. We were actually slightly in credit from the amount of, say, the ways we could use it for publicity, the ways we could put it in articles, the way people were mentioning us and that type of thing. So we were definitely even, if not slightly positive.
Yeah. Okay. Also, looking at the chat at the moment, I see that Lily and Steve have won awards as well. Can I invite Lily or Steve to maybe say something about that? There's no pressure here. Lily, what was the award that you won? I see it in the chat, SME UK Enterprise Award.
Yes,
Ah,
just last week actually, and you're right. It takes quite a lot of time to put together the application, particularly for us, because you had to provide 3 case studies and contacts with recent clients and their thoughts on your company. Why should you be voted best leadership consultancy for Northern England? But for me, even because we just announced this last week, we've had a couple of we've had a lot of traffic in terms of social media, particularly LinkedIn is particularly good. And as a result, because we said thank you to those companies that helped us with case studies and recommended us, we've already had a couple of new inquiries, and we've converted one of them, and that's just from last Thursday. So for us, whilst it is a pain because the application process was really quite long-winded, we've definitely, because we won I think it was Best Management Consultancy 2022 as well. We definitely see the value in applying for them. I think there's a significant difference, though, Jan, if I can just mention, between those awards that have award ceremonies that you pretty much buy. I know I've had a couple of clients who've been told, if you can get 750 friends to vote for you, you should win this award, versus those that have a very methodical process and a fair process that enables the judging panel to really judge on merit, as opposed to who's the person who's got the most friends or the most followers on social media.
Yeah, and that's a great point. There are lots of different types of awards, and TAF, for example, that Karen was talking about, is a great award where there is a rigorous judging process. We as Initio, we won with a customer last year the Learning Technologies Blended Learning Awards. We had silver there, and the process you go through is quite rigorous. We had to look at somebody to not look at. We hired somebody specifically to write down the submission, because we didn't have the skills ourselves, so we decided to get somebody in. So that's the cost, the effort made, but then if you go for awards that are worth it, so to speak, that's really good. I also see that, and thank you, Lily, by the way. Lisa made a comment in the chat as well, that they won some internal awards. And what are internal awards? Lisa, can I ask you that?
Hiya. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Day. I work for the University of Liverpool, so maybe a slightly different context from some people. But so an internal award would be, we have University Staff of the Year awards, and I've done a lot of work on a new program, which suddenly gave me a lot of materials. So last year I got what we call a University Teaching Fellowship, which was a 15-minute video talking about my work. So what I've found is that awards are cumulative, that when you've won a couple, you then put in your case for the next one, and you can mention the other two, and it gives you that credibility. So I've found that quite useful. I definitely agree with what Karen said. Externally, we've applied I work on the online programs. So as Liverpool Online, which is all the online programs across the university, we put in a submission for what's called a CATE award, and this is Advanced Higher Education, Collaborative Academic Teaching Excellence. So you're talking about how you work as a team, and there was 4 of us worked on that, and we're working in completely different parts of the university, but it's really helped to bring us together. So yeah, I think same things, good for social media, and also I think if within your organization, your particular area doesn't have a particularly strong profile, and that's probably true of the online programs, then getting these awards and it going in the internal news, particularly in a big organization like ourselves, that can be really helpful as well. But I also agree it's a lot of work. It's probably more time than money in our case, but it's still a lot of work.
Yeah.
Does that help?
No, that's great actually. People always look at external benefits of awards, PR, more credibility, etc. But what would you say that the benefits, is it able to quantify it or qualify the benefits internally for awards?
Well, this is my opinion. I'm not sure but my personal opinion is that it gives you more autonomy and helps you keep people off your back. So if you're in one particular department and other departments are saying that, you should cut your costs, or you should do this and other, if you can say, well, we've got 6 national teaching fellows, and we've got this credibility, and I think it can do that personally. So I found that particularly with teaching awards, you've got that professional credibility. So I think it gives a lot of freedom and autonomy. It raises your profile for sure. So it can help in terms of career progression, good news stories. I think maybe this is particularly so working in a large organization. There's a lot of people, all extremely expert and well qualified, so it can be hard just to stand out a little bit, and I think it helps with that. But it has also been a really good way to get to know people, and one of my things that I do now, which I really enjoy, is I'm starting to become the person that people go to, like for this. Part of the reason I came on this call is I'm now working with other people saying, you should put in for this award. Let me help you. I can show you, you know, the submission I did, and we can work on yours. So I think that's a really nice role to have as well.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that, Lisa. Karen, back to you. With regards to the award submission, what do you feel it really made an award-winning submission? What was the element that did it?
There's two things. I think the first thing is read the criteria and answer the questions. That there's normally sort of a set of criteria that people are looking for and what they want from the award. And I think the first thing, most basic thing, is just making sure you've actually answered and met those criteria. That don't enter something that you maybe think that's what we like. It's what they're looking for. Make sure you even use the language that the awards are talking about. Make sure you're using the right language. Make sure you're answering the right questions. I think the other part is any supporting documents. If they ask for supporting documents, give them as much supporting documentation as you can, because that's the bit where you can really expand on what you've done. The submission's normally a few hundred words, where you're just trying to answer as I say, those particular questions that they're looking for, whereas the submission can be a bit more wide-ranging. So I think they're the two things to me that are the important things.
Okay, thank you for that. And that's very consistent with what we see elsewhere as well, with the award-winning submissions. I happen to be also a judge on some other awards myself, and the one thing that we always look at is data. So many awards submissions are actually given or submitted just 1 year too early, because quite often somebody has a fantastic project, very proud of it. It was a great success in just getting it launched. And then there might not be the data yet that actually proved that it was a success, which is either learners or whatever metrics there are, right? And quite often that's as a judge, I've seen that's the issue, that there is not sufficient data to prove that it was actually a success. Do you see that, Karen? Have you experienced that?
Yeah, we were the same. That for the people at schools, it was the fact that we could supply the metrics, we could supply the data to support the fact that we were actually working with young people. We had the data to back that up, and that was quite an important part of the documentation. I think the other one is almost getting people to read it. Like with most things, don't try to get other people to read it just to make sure that they think you've answered the right questions in the right way. Because sometimes they can see things that, oh yeah, well, you've done most of that, but have you thought of this?
Okay, so a team effort, making sure it's all there. Yeah.
Time on it. Yeah.
Okay. Any other experiences in this? I see a message in the chat from Lily. As you practice, producing award applications takes much less time, and that is true. If don't go for one, go for a few. Karen, did you recognize that it gets easier along the way?
Yes, because so this was the second year that we'd entered for awards, and it did make a difference. We knew what people were looking for, but we've entered for several awards. We've entered into several awards to try and, as you say, it makes it easier. You can understand what's going on, and you get to know, you get in the flow of things. Just doing one on the bounce, you can more difficult. But by the time you've done 2 or 3, you're sort of in the flow. You know what you're looking for. You've got into the right way of thinking.
Okay, and if just a question back to the audience again. What are you planning to go for an award? Is that an ambition for those who haven't done so yet? Is that something that you would like to do? Is that something you see the benefit of? Or did we scare you today and you don't want to go? That's also a possibility. Well, we get some of these answers, Karen. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits that specifically for CBA came in, such as membership value. Do you get more members because of winning awards?
I wouldn't say that it's something it's not a metric that we've measured, because we tend to get members in for different reasons, but very much ours is more about people who are listening to us, whether it's who that social media group is, that our members, first of all, our members see that we're winning awards, so they think, oh, it's a bit like a community effect. Oh, we're part of an award-winning trade association, so that gives them a bit of a boost. They think, oh yeah, we're part of that. We like to be part of something that wins awards. We also, as I say, it's that fact that we can produce that, and especially the people and skills hub one that we won, to the skills one that we won with yourselves. That's something we can definitely showcase for people within that area. So when we're talking to suppliers, when we're talking to young people, the fact that we've won an award in that area gives us the status to say, well, it's worth looking at. Our value and our hub is worth looking at. It's worth becoming part of. So it's not, the membership's slightly different. It's more that ability that having won something, people want to take part in our training. They want to take part in our talk. What we say is important. They listen to what we say because we've won awards in this area.
Okay, so I asked for the metric on membership, but you said, do you have particular other metrics? What are the metrics that are important to you that you do measure? Engagement in the social community is one, clearly.
Yes, I think it's engagement with the social in this with the community. So I know for things like LinkedIn, it's the amount of people who are engaging with us. With the launch of our people and skills and having an awards, the number of people who engaged in our social media has definitely increased. We've got, I think it's off my head, we saw about a 10% increase in our social media who are specifically interested in the people and skills area. We also, it's the fact that we, as I say, we're now talking and we're working with a number of other interested parties. So the government, people like that, and other esteemed organisations want to become part of our hub and out of the way we're working, because they can see some value of it. So it's the soft, they're not particularly things you can have the metrics on, but they're definitely things that having the awards and showcasing our achievements is something that has given us great attraction with things like government.
Yeah, so it raises a profile, and partnerships become more probably easier to forge. Is that?
Yeah, that's it. Easier to forge, and also we get a bigger say in some of the things that happen, because they believe, they're interested to hear what we're doing.
You just you talked about the training that you deliver, and that you potentially got more people or on the training. Is that an effect you would recognize?
Yes, it wasn't specifically for the skills one, but we did member engagement and a training ones. And again, it was that something that people could see that we'd won. So when they looked at training, they've been interested. And I know since we've won those awards, we've had not only of our members coming on training, but a number of other companies interested in some of the training that we now provide. So it's actually got a wider reach within companies that aren't members, and they probably wouldn't want to be members, but it's just something about the training that we offer they can see as a relevance to them.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's an interesting point, and I'm going to go back to people in the audience today, because if there is a positive effect that Karen mentioned on the training side, my question to you as training providers is, can you raise your price if you are an award-winning training company? sorry, can I say this, Lily? You were talking earlier about winning awards. Is this an effect that might come up? Or Steve, there's also has experience with winning awards.
Yes.
Lily?
Yes, Jan. I mean, for us, it's part of the whole value proposition. You know, we've got 16 people in our associate team, and you know, a ridiculous number, something like 300 years worth of experience. It doesn't mean that we're all very, very old. It means that we've got quite a lot of people delivering it. But it definitely does have an impact when you think about we're not just delivering a day's training or a coaching program or something for you. Actually, we have both the experience and the award gives us the credibility that says actually we're really, really good at what we do. So yes, it does impact price. So yes, so going back to Karen's message about it takes some time to develop these, you've got to think about it from a long-term perspective in terms of, yes, how much does it increase our social media, but not just increase the numbers of people that are looking at us, the right people that are looking at us. That's a critical thing for us. As who are they? Are they the CEOs? Are they the HR directors? Are they the leadership and development executives that are looking at us? And it just gives you that additional confidence to say, this is our price. I've just come off a call this morning from somebody looking at some executive coaching who responded to a couple of our recent LinkedIn's. One of them was our SME award with the UK Enterprise. And he didn't blink. He said, can we talk about finances? What would a 6-month coaching program look like for me? And it was within his expectation. You can also use it to prime people to think that you're expensive, which I think is, you know, when people say, so it's that difficult question, how much are you? And you say, well, you know, for the last 3 years, we've won this, this, and this. This is what our stable looks like. This is our value proposition, and therefore this is our price. And actually, I find that people don't tend to challenge it.
Okay.
And the award helps that.
Excellent. So there is a monetary value potentially in getting winning awards. With regards to and you mentioned this, Lily, how do you tell people, how do you tell the world about your awards? What did you do? And then after that, I'm going to ask Karen.
Well, we did an announcement on LinkedIn. We also went to all of our existing clients and our lapsed clients as part of our MailChimp newsletter to say, hooray, this is what we've won and this is what we're really proud of. And also these are the clients that were fantastic in helping us with the case studies. So we always make sure that we thank them. Then we announce it on LinkedIn, and also as we're just organizing at the moment, we change our email footers to include the picture of the award as well, so that as we are sending out messages, they become very aware of what we've won recently.
Excellent. So email, newsletters, tell your customers.
Social media, tell your customers, yeah.
Yeah, social media. Okay. Karen, how do you publicize your awards?
I think Lily's covered most of it. I think that was a pretty comprehensive way of doing it. But one thing I would say, just picking up on something Lily said, is thanking the people who've helped you and supported you. That has two things that we've found, is that because we're sort of thanking people, you know, saying thanks to the people who have helped us, it means that the next time we want to enter an award, more people are quite happy to give us help and support and give us case studies, because they can see that it actually benefits them as well, because they're getting their name out there as well. So it's like a win-win for both companies. You thank them, and then it makes it easier for the next time to get people to actually give you the case studies and the support that you need.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, that's goes back to the earlier comment from Lily as well, which was about if you do it once, the second time is easier. That's a good point. Yes. All right. Some alternatives to just going straight for awards, or different strategies that might work that. For example, Missio went for the award last year. I mentioned this already about Blended Learning Awards. but we did it specifically with a customer. And actually, we didn't put the name Emissio forward at all. We wrote this case study, and then we put it forward. And what our customer, by the way, Frontline Communication, they had the data, they gave us all the data, we made a story out of that, and we had different interviews with the customer. And then we submitted the award as Frontline Communication, supported by Emissio. So that was really an opportunity for us to put our customer forward. And I think that really, well, it was good for our customer, and what is good for our customer, our motto is good for us. So that was the way we approached it there. Is that something, Karen, that you've considered doing that with customers or members, I should say?
We don't particularly, yeah, because we've got so many, it would be difficult. We do help, if they're looking to enter for an award, we would maybe help them with supporting evidence if they needed it. What we do is we have our own awards that they can enter for themselves. What we found is that now that we're entering an award, it's the culture of awards is being seen. It's okay to win an award in this area. So it's that, again, it's expanding the other people getting an awards as well, and the fact that we're doing it helps them to enter for awards. They see what they're looking for.
And that is a perfect next point, perfect bridge to the other strategy is, if you don't want to win awards from others, organize your own awards. Not mutually exclusive, of course, but tell us a bit more about, Karen, the awards that you've organized. Was it a big job? Was it difficult to organize? How do you do that?
Well, we've had some awards for many years, for three specific awards that we sort of entered, and people entered them on a very spasmodic occasions, and we didn't give them much airtime. They were awarded at a part of another function, so nobody particularly, people were drinking and chatting by then. So last year we decided to actually have an awards night. So we specifically decided, let's have an awards night that we can showcase everybody who's entered for the awards, or the shortlisted and the award winners. And it's also a good night out for everybody. It took a while to organise, but again, it wasn't as hard. I don't think it was as difficult as we maybe thought it was. It was just getting the awards, and here again, having entered for awards ourselves, thinking about the awards criteria for the awards that we were offering was much easier, because we knew what we were looking for or we were being asked for. Okay. So we had a variety of awards that we could offer. And again, it's something that, because we've got the background, we've definitely been able to push. But yeah, no, the awards night was a great success. It was something we could publicise, and people are now looking to re-enter for this year as well. Excellent.
So experience on going for awards yourselves, you can actually use as well in organizing your own awards. Very good. Now, let's look at some more alternative strategies with regards to this. So I mentioned already that our sister company is actually sponsoring awards, and that actually worked just as well for our sister company as publication and publicizing of being able to hand out an award. That's a social media post, and just Lily mentioned it as put on your email signature. We are sponsoring this award. Sponsoring, organizing awards them yourself is actually also a way to get your own PR. Would you agree with that, Karen?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, PR for our awards, we've been able to get a lot of PR for that awards, and we have definitely, that is probably where we've seen the biggest interest in new members, because they want to enter for our awards. Being able, they like the fact that they've been able to become the Chemical Supplier of the Year award, and it's sort of something they can see benefit from. So we've seen traction from that. But
Excellent.
also just being able to say that we've sponsored an award as well. I know we sponsored one of the TAF awards last year. Was another important factor for us. It just gives us that. It builds our reputation as being people who are interested in people who are doing well. I
Yeah.
think of the exact word.
Yeah, no, that's
You know,
we follow.
Yeah.
But that's a great way of looking at that. The last part that I want to bring up is being a judge on an award also helps, because if you talk about one of the benefits of awards being credibility, then being a judge on awards gives the person that is the judge also the credibility that goes with that. And so that might be another strategy for training providers or your business. Be a judge on other awards, and that might work as well. Is that Karen? Have you seen that as a benefit?
I must admit, that's not something I'm sort of particularly aware of or knowledge of, because the people who had judged our awards definitely found them useful, but I've not personally judged any awards, and I'm not certain I know if any of us have yet. So I can't. That's the one question I can't answer you.
No, that's fine. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Karen, for sharing your wisdom on awards and helping us all understand a bit more what the effort is, what it takes, and how we can do that.
Thank you.
We are,
Thank you.
well, you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. To anybody that's still on the call or will be listening to this later on the YouTube channel, for those companies that want to go for awards, we're always very happy to share whatever experience and information we have about that. And if you want to, we do this actually as a service to our customers. We help our customers win awards, and that means we write it for them. We help them get the data together. That's something that we see as part of the service, because later on we can share those stories back with you. So I want to thank everybody that contributed today, that attended today. So thank you very much. And to answer Lily's question, yes, I will share contact details. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye. Bye.